ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Wow. These Carmelo Anthony defenders are really not looking too great, right? They're fuming at the mouth. They're foaming at the mouth. They're like, because it seems that Carmelo Anthony has just been indicted for first-degree murder. Woo-wee! Yeah, man, it's just almost like maybe if you just follow the reports and did things, you would barely realize that. But now all that funding that they've been going on to is just all a sham, and these racists are going to be foaming at the mouth. Well, what we have here from Sarah Fields is this. Breaking, Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis announced today that a Collin County grand jury has indicted Karmelo Anthony for first-degree murder in the Frisco track meet stabbing of Austin Metcalf. Woo-wee! You love justice, don't you? You just gotta love the justice. So without further ado, my friend, let's get into this video.
Earlier this spring, our community was shaken by what happened at a school track meet in Frisco. The violent loss of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. For weeks now, my team has been presenting evidence to the grand jury, and today I summarized that evidence, and I asked the grand jury to return a first-degree murder indictment against Karmelo Anthony, which they did. With this indictment, the case now moves formally into the court system. From this point forward, we'll continue doing our job both fully and fairly to pursue justice under the law. As for the scheduling of the trial, that will be up to the court, but when the time comes, we will be ready. Now, we know that this case has struck a deep nerve here in Collin County and beyond, and that's understandable. When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core. But let's remember that the justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's what this case deserves. We're also mindful of Austin's family and everyone who loved him. Please keep them in your thoughts, and if you're willing, your prayers as well. Finally, let's remember that a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
It is a horrible day for Karmelo Anthony. He is not doing well. So she says here, as soon as court documents are available, I will release them to the public, usually within 24 hours. For everyone asking, no, this will not affect his bail. What we have here is that Karmelo Anthony is royally screwed. He is doomed. Now, of course, we have the jury to actually say, oh, well, this kid is not going to be charged for this type of murder, but he is doomed nonetheless. Because I don't think anybody that's seeing this is gonna do it. Because again, we still have the video where we don't see Karmelo Anthony go out and stab Austin Metcalf. So obviously, we gotta wait and see on how this turns out and how this goes, because because it may be we might see what happens here, right? So we're going to see that video eventually, and I'll do more reports on this later because the court documents should be available tomorrow. I'll be keeping up with Sarah Fields on this specifically issue right here. Again, we have this. I have 90 days to indict. It is not a bad thing that they did this as slow as possible in an effort to gather all the evidence they possibly could to make sure that the M1 charge would stick. Yeah, I can see that. I think a lot of people had concerns though with the way it was going about, right? In terms of the judge lowering the bail and stuff like that. They had rightful concerns, but it turns out it's all going well. We have this from TMZ as well. It says Karmelo Anthony charged with first-degree murder over a high school track meet stabbing. Okay, and then again, we have this here as well with this man saying this. He's going to go on with this here. So let's listen to what this guy has to say.
Today's indictment of Karmelo Anthony is an expected and routine step in the legal process. An indictment is a procedural step that happens in virtually every felony criminal case. It's a document that lays out for both the prosecution and the defense what the prosecution must prove beyond a reasonable doubt in court. An indictment simply means that a grand jury, after hearing only the prosecution side of the story, determined that there was enough evidence to allow the case to move forward to court. That's all an indictment means. Karmelo and his family are confident in the justice system and the people of Collin County to be fair and impartial. Of course, Karmelo looks forward to his day in court. It's only in a trial that a jury will hear the full story, one that includes critical facts and context that the grand jury simply didn't get to hear. It's only in a trial that both sides get to present evidence and cross-examine each other's witnesses. This is why our justice system is based on the principle of a full and fair trial. That's because it's only in a trial that the full story can be heard and that impartial justice can be done. We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Karmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense.
So again, this is a great thing. I think what people seem to just not understand is that there is a procedure to this, but I think the problem that we have is that we needed to have the video released, right? And I had so many people just be angry at me specifically, and I'm not really trying to like be a victim or anything. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying in general, like they were like, well, where's the video? Where is this? It's like, I can't give you the video because it's just not released to the public yet. And like, I'm just reporting on what I know and what I can give you to you guys at this point in time, so that way you guys can be most up to date as possible of what's been going on around this case. And people that have seen the video, I've shown you and given you the video of what these people would be doing, etc. And that's just what's been going on. Now that we have here, we'll go and view the court documents. We'll see what's been going on here, and that's what we'll do. We'll just see how this goes, how this plays out, and all this stuff, and what have you. And that is just the way we're going to have to view it. And again, I said this. As soon as I got more information, I would post do an update, right? On if whether he's been indicted or not. He got indicted, so I'm doing an update. And now there's court documents coming out, I'll be doing an update on that. And then when there is the actual full video, I'll be posting the full video of me reacting to the video, and then a full part of the video, just simply off the context, because people need to know this information as well. So stay tuned. But this is just something that I'm very happy for, because this really, really hurts the case of these honestly, these racists and these people that were defending Karmelo Anthony. And this really puts into a dangerous spotlight here of how much really on how much it's shifting in our culture. Because now this is another big cultural shift they have to do it. And then we'll have one more big cultural shift, in my opinion, when he's fully indicted and arrested, and when he's not fully indicted, but when he's fully charged and done this. So it's crazy. So when he's sent to jail. So we'll see how this goes.
Self-defense is a fundamental right guaranteed every American. The law is clear. When self-defense is raised by the facts, the law puts the burden squarely on the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the citizen accused did not act in self-defense. The law does not expect or require the citizen accused to prove that they acted in self-defense. It's actually the opposite. The law requires the prosecution to rule out the reasonable doubt that the citizen accused may have acted in self-defense. We understand that this case has sparked strong reactions. Please remember that there are real human beings, kids, on both sides of this case. We ask that everyone do as the law requires and withhold judgment until all the evidence can be heard in court. We are confident that when all the facts are presented and the full story is heard, the jury will reach the right conclusion and justice will be done.
Yeah, and again, the point being is that the justice is going to be on the side of Karmelo Anthony just getting crushed, because this is something that we've seen from numerous reports, numerous people saying that we see no physical altercation here. It's just pretty much It's just pretty much Carmelo Anthony just attacking Austin Metcalf for no legitimate reason. And that's just kind of where we're going off of it. So this is what we are dealing with here, but this is good because now we get to see on the reality of the full situation. He's been indicted, charged with first-degree murder, and we'll see what goes on tomorrow. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.